Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Thursday, June 24th, 2021. Welcome back to another exciting 2 hours in cryptocurrency podcasting. It's your host, Crypto Jack, coming to you this kind of bullish looking Thursday.
Gonna be a good
Bitcoin.
one today, boys.
Yeah, someone just strapped the rocket boosters to Bitcoin and we're climbing, everybody. It's 34.8, 35K. Just ahead. Will we crack 35? Hell, will we just take off here and leave everybody in disbelief as Bitcoin erupts for its next major move, despite the fact just 48 hours, a little over 40 hours ago, it looked pretty doom and gloom out here. What an absolute reversal in conditions.
Market, right?
It's pretty wild out there. We're going to be covering all the latest price action. Will Ethereum, at this point, is Ethereum over 2K yet? Yep, a little bit over 2K. Ethereum printing. Take profit short as well. Yeah, we're going to get into all of this and more, guys, in just a second. Excuse me, because this price action is got me glued to the charts. All right. Let's introduce.
It's funny. I was just talking to Jack right before the show. I'm like, this is going to be a really interesting show because I just noticed something, a fractal on lower time frames that looks like this has the possibility to just start running on us. And I was talking about this well before this hourly candle closed, and all of a sudden we've climbed $500. So if that premise is right, we should be in for a hell of a 2 hours here, boys.
Yep, that's right, guys. What have we been talking about the last couple days? That infamous Jericho candle. For everybody wondering what exactly is a Jericho candle, well, maybe we'll just very well might be experiencing one
Kids,
soon.
You gotta say big green.
Yes, big green bullish move. We'll see. Big dramatic candle on the daily. Will we get that? Well, certainly feels like something bullish is in the air. To kind of, again, catch a lot of people offside, a lot of people sleeping and unsuspecting of this monster bullish move potentially upon us. We shall see if this actually materializes. With that said, all right, we got 2 hours to go here. That's, of course, analyst Jason you just heard from. He's going to be fielding the show again today. We got Alex also on the road today. Alex says he's nearly at his destination, and if he feels up to it, he's going to hop on the show. Yeah, he's going to stop in on the show somewhat later. So, Alex, I wish you best of luck on your last leg of your journey, assuming you're tuning into the show live. All right. Let's get into it, guys. You know how the next 2 hours is going to unfold. We are going to do a quick scan, review the latest price action. We are going to get into the news, of course. We're going to take a look at bubbles. We are going to look at the community poll. We're going to look at the responses to yesterday's poll and take a quick look at today's poll as well, available on our community tab of our YouTube channel page. Yeah, and of course, we will then get into Jason. Jason will do a little bit of a quick scan, big macro analysis of all things crypto and wider markets. Second hour, we've got a whole hour dedicated to this today, guys. Second hour.
It's gonna be an interesting one for requests because everything looks basically the same again today. It might be one of those days where we want to just watch Bitcoin do what it's gonna do because, like I said, with the way that the chart pattern looks right now on the hourly, volatility is probably about to expand wildly.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It'd be cool if it happens on the show live. We shall see.
I really have a good feeling about it. Like, I think we're about to see some price just expansion. It'll be really cool if we get it.
All right, let's dive into it now. Here's a look at Bitcoin. Yes, we've crawled out of this enormous pit of selling that we had just a couple of days ago. We are up just a little over 20% from the bottoms of the disastrous pullback that we had.
It's only 2.5 days. 20% in 2.5 days.
Pretty incredible, wild price action. Yeah, let's have a look here. take profit short on yesterday's close according to Mink. So indeed, and of course, we're getting it closed marginally above the baseline on yesterday's candle, And today's candle completely clearing the Keltner channel. Things look bullish. If we get a close like this, we're going to turn up a bit. Of course, Mink's not even close to the crossing back above zero, and WADA's still looking pretty flat, but something in me tells me we're building up to another big move here, so we shall.
Also, I just want to shout out myself here, just because you probably noticed that I sound like I'm having a good time, just like super stoked to see this kind of price expansion when I close my hedge out for holding it for a couple months. Like, it feels pretty good.
That's right, Jason did close his hedge out.
Finally closed the hedge.
A lot of
and I saw it 100%.
Yeah, I guess you got a pretty decisive close above your baseline on your system, Jason. That's pretty much what.
Yeah, well, I did choose to the hedging strategy, of course, is the 75 hole on the CME, which takes out the weekend data, which makes it a little bit smoother. And about a week ago, we did gap up there above it, and I just chose not to because I felt like the gap was a little too wide, that we'd probably retest through it. And then we got this dump back down. Yesterday, we closed back above it, so I decided to close it. And it appears to have been the right idea so far. So.
All right, well, if we do take off from here, this will have been a really, really good spot for you if closed out what remained of your hedge. So that's
feels good, man.
That's pretty awesome. All right, Bitcoin 34.7 and still going for today. We'll see what happens next. Here's a quick look at Ethereum. Ostensibly a lot weaker looking than Bitcoin, still below the baseline, but currently taking back the $2,000 price mark. If Bitcoin melts up, it's possible Ethereum will follow as well. Baseline currently around 21.90. Let's see here. We would need a little bit close to a 9% move on Ethereum to get above the baseline on this system here, at least. Not impossible. Not impossible. It would be crazy if we had a very sharp correction in Ethereum as well. Quick look at XRP below the baseline. Man, everything's...
I think there might be something wrong with DLive.
Really? Let's go take a look. What's wrong?
Okay, never mind. It popped up for me now, but someone else was having an issue, and I was thinking that I was getting the same issue. So they said they see the chat, but no feed. But it just popped up.
All right, fair enough. Looks like we're okay. DLive is fine here. Thank you, guys. Let's continue on in that case. Looking at Polkadot, nothing really going on here. Yep, still $16 Polkadot. Man, Kusama really took it on the chin here. A little over $200 though. Here is Doge. What's Doge doing? Yeah, Doge looking a lot like the Bitcoin chart, although pretty far from the baseline still. Here's a look at Shiba Inu. Maybe we'll take a look at taking a stab at SHIB here. Gold sideways since the sell-off for the most part. A little bit about around 1777. And finally, here's the Dixie. Same deal, sideways, looking like the inverse of the gold chart, the last few days of price action, that is. Tesla gapped and still going for it. Man, what's going on with the Tesla stock? It's up like 10% in 2 days. Pretty impressive. And finally, here's QQQ still running. And that's about it for now, guys. Don't have too much time to dedicate to a price analysis, but we'll save that for the main TA segment. Let's get into the next item, shall we? It's going to be a quick look at the bubbles. What's going on in bubbles today? Man, decently green across the alt space. Everything up at least single digits, it seems. A couple double-digit big gainers for today. Big juicy gains over on Clayton Network. Clay's up 25%. Something big, I think, must have been announced on Clay. TRX. Wow, Tron is just up out of the blue, up 22%. Any Tron holders in here? Big day, 22% gains on TRX. Here's Bitcoin Gold, up 13%. Yes, the real Bitcoin, quote unquote. BitTorrent token, 13.5%. You got the likes of ADA, also up 13.5%. Quant, up 17%. And yeah, single-digit gains, decent gain. Rune up nearly 10%. Decent gains across the alt space today. Signs of life, dare I say it. Maybe the alts will pump decently well here, assuming Bitcoin puts in a good move.
Well, I mean, but if it's too big of a move, I mean, you might be looking at some negative consequences for BTC pairs, right?
That's for sure.
I mean, looking at the market wide now, I think you should probably be focusing on like USDT pairings, because with the rise, of course, will bring up all of these. To the BTC pairings, you might suffer. So.
Yeah, although I think some alt holders have been crushed in recent weeks, and I guess they'll take any bone they can get. But there is a quick look at the bubbles, guys. Good luck, Cardano, Blockstacks, Tron holders, you name it. This one's for you guys. Let's get into the next item here. All right, before I get into the news, let's see if I can get into the community poll. Let's see here.
I think that the poll is perfectly positioned for today's price action.
All right, got the link. Let's get into the aforementioned poll, shall we? Here we go. All right, here's a quick look at today's poll. Let me just expand this guy out a little bit, make it easier to see. All right, let's check in on yesterday's poll. This was the following: Bitcoin's volatility leaves traders faked out. What do you think will come first? All right, so nearly 60 votes for yesterday's poll. Option was, will Bitcoin will hit 42K before any further correction. That's a bet to the upside. Bitcoin will dip to 28K. Excuse me again. Bitcoin will dip to 28K again before a major rally. 58% of respondents, the majority of people, thought Bitcoin is due for another big dip before we rally again. At the moment, though, we are rallying. So there's a look at yesterday's poll. But here is your latest poll, guys. This is the poll for today. Another two option, very simple yes no poll for today. It asks the following: do you think Bitcoin is setting up to post a major, this is like a 20% or higher move, to the upside in the next 24 hours? All right, Jason feels like he smells Jericho candle. We have been talking Jericho candles for the last couple of days. Is there a big move to the upside suddenly going to materialize before our eyes? That is the question today. The first response is yes, we could see a massive melt up in Bitcoin any moment now. And second option, no, this is the fake out is over. We're about to crash back down. All right. Do you think today's in this latest, the last 24-48 hours of price action to the upside is just a dead cat bounce? Is this whole thing one big fake out and we're about to go crashing back down to earth? The second option is for you. Currently with 8 votes, the second option leads. No, the fake out is over. We're about to crash back down. All right, it was 30. Are we all gassed out around 35K, guys? Apparently, at least the majority, 63% of the current respondents think that yes, we're done for. We are heading back down. All right. Eileen bullish. I like to think we might very well get that crazy blow off, mega pump top. Would be very interesting to see something like that. But with that said, guys, there is your poll for today. We'll check back in on that toward the end of the show. In the meantime, let's get back into the news, and then we'll quickly get into the live chat, read out some comments, and we'll take it from there. All right. In fact, today's a pretty light news day. Ethereum flirting with $2,000 is one article I have here, but this is kind of beside the point. Besides the slow news day today, well, there's one major event, and I'm not sure how much of this I should be talking about on YouTube. You know, YouTube's very sensitive with the topics that you cover, the keywords used, and all that stuff.
It was actually a really good Joe Rogan yesterday with Brett Weinstein and another guy who's like doing all the COVID stuff or
Right,
whatever.
right, right. But don't discuss
They were
too many
talking about,
details of what they discuss, because that's
well, no,
all.
yeah. But they were talking about YouTube and how they have way too much power on censoring things. So it was very interesting.
Yeah, it's the new Ministry of Truth. They got the fact checkers who can on the fly determine the facts. It's a brave new world we live in, but alas, we're all at the mercy of the the Googles, the alphabet. But alas, their platform is still, pretty much the best in the game.
Necessary.
What can we do, right? All right. All right, so like I said, I'm going to try and very delicately navigate the following topic. Hopefully, discussion concerning John McAfee does not get us in hot water here, but let's get into it. Many of you probably already heard this guy, a bit of a legend, a bit of a rebel, a bit of a rock star, a bit of a degenerate, depending on who you ask. But McAfee, indeed, John McAfee, found dead in prison cell after a U.S. extradition has been approved. All right. So yeah, I heard this yesterday. I wasn't sure if this was real or not, but apparently McAfee's lawyer did confirm to ABC News the client was dead in a Spanish jail cell on Wednesday. The 75-year-old entrepreneur was arrested on tax evasion charges for failing to file tax returns for 4 years. He had been in jail in Spain since...
I didn't realize he was 75.
Yeah, since October 6th, facing charges that he hid significant assets, which included real estate and a yacht. His defense lawyers had argued that the extradition request was politically motivated and therefore wasn't appropriate. He disagreed with the current monetary system, which had made him public enemy number one, according to court documents released on Wednesday. All right, a self-styled public enemy number one. Apparently, that's how McAfee saw it. The U.S. Calculates that McAfee owed more than $4.2 million in taxes. The ruling came as the latest setback for McAfee, but it wasn't the start of his legal troubles. In March, the SEC accused him of hiding crypto income worth more than $23 million. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss had said McAfee exploited a widely used social media platform and enthusiasm among investors in the emerging cryptocurrency market to make millions through his lies and deception. All right, anybody here felt like they got yanked by McAfee in one of his ICOs? Let us know. But apparently, let's have a look. Just after the Spanish National Court approved a request for his extradition back to the U.S., where he faced the prospect of dying. That's right. I guess life in prison is what he faced. Spanish newspaper El País reported, El Pai, Wednesday evening that John McAfee committed suicide in his cell, dying at the age of 75. All right, well, let's save the comments for another minute here. He was being held in the prison in Barcelona. So far, initial evidence of his death, which occurred Wednesday afternoon, local time, points apparently to suicide. He was initially arrested by Spanish authorities on October 3rd at the El Prat airport, just as he was about to take a plane to Turkey. He was arrested at the behest of the U.S., where he's wanted for evading millions of dollars in taxes. All right, John McAfee, a little tribute to this man, 1945. Wow, 2021, indeed, 75.
I mean, when you're that old, and especially when you tweet about it year after year, like, hey, if I ever die, it wasn't me. Like, if you're that old, I don't think you kill yourself. I think you just like, let's see how much I can drag this shit out. He loved being a clown.
He definitely clowned around and on people. Here's the last tweet sent from an account tied to McAfee. The cybersecurity software pioneer warned that all power corrupts. In recent weeks, his tweets seem to have become increasingly hopeless. Let's see here. This tweet he wrote: "In a democracy, power is given, not taken, but it's still power. Love, compassion, caring have no use for it, but it's fuel for greed, hostility, and jealousy. All power corrupts. Take care which powers you allow a democracy to wield." All right, so I guess McAfee, we kind of know which way he probably leaned politically, probably felt a little exacerbated with the current political climate here in the U.S. One of McAfee's tweets from 2019 featured a cryptic warning about the eccentric founder. He made a fortune off his security software, then squandered it, potentially being suicided by the U.S. government. Yes, I'm not sure if we can explore this particular theory here, guys, on YouTube. You know, for everything points to a suicide at the moment. We can only speculate if indeed there was some nefarious action around this, but we can only stick.
How we work if I decide to suicide myself.
Yes.
Like
Yep, here's a message. Indeed, here's another tweet here. This one's getting a lot of people reading into it, but it reads the following: getting subtle messages from U.S. officials saying, in effect, we're coming for you, McAfee. We are going to kill yourself. I got a tattoo today just in case. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Checked my right arm. Whacked. Only available on the McAfeeDex.com. He says, all right, so a bit of a self-promoted whacked token thing here that, of course, commemorates very well what took place in this Spanish prison cell. It's very unfortunate to have ended like this. Will we ever know the truth? Did the man crack up, or was there something else nefarious happening there? We can only speculate, guys, and we have to probably stay clear.
It's like a common day. What are those movies with Nicolas Cage, like where they go get the Declaration of Independence and shit? Like he's like leaving cryptic clues. Like we're living in a real time, like Nick Cage movie.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of. Let's see here. Man, this Zero Hedge article just goes on and on. Yes, well, I saw this posted in our Discord today, and here's a post. Let's see if it's on screen. All right, it looks mostly on screen. Yeah, although let's try and avoid using that word on the YouTube. Indeed, that's one of the dominant theories going around. But here is one individual. Here's a tweet from everybody's favorite message board. Reads the following: B. John McAfee, the most based human being on the planet. Know someone might get mad just for the sheer based vibes that come through tax evasion. Time to prepare a dead man switch just in case. Tattoos whacked on forearm to leave breadcrumbs to the public and for body recognition. Gets arrested. Threatens to leak incriminating evidence in case of death. Fast forward to today. Dies. Token whacked is instantly created on BSC. First transaction, it is an NFT that points to 31 terabytes of data. That NFT contains the promised incriminating evidence. Can't be deleted because blockchain. Can't be censored because blockchain. Even in death, he's an inventor. Revolutionizes the concept of uncensorable information and gives real use cases for NFTs. Wow. This is now the future of OPSEC. Godspeed, you maniac, wrote to this anon on the forums. Wow. Wild theory. Is there something to it? Let's take a look here. Someone here as well posted. Time Traveler Anonymous on Twitter posted this. So Etherscan, there's a wallet named the following on Ether with the tracker ID whacked. Wakes up after being asleep, starts sending unknown addresses. McAfee may not be bluffing about his so-called dead man switch. All right, so here are this token called whacked. Here's the wallet. It seemingly wakes up and involved in a bunch of activity. Let's have a look here. People pointing out, indeed, here's the whacked that he tattooed earlier. All right, is there indeed some kind of dead man switch getting executed? Yes, him again. Someone pointing out that he doesn't plan to get offed like this. And here's another post from an anon writing, holy S, the code in the Q picture was actually the hexadecimal representation of a private key for an Ethereum wallet. The wallet's empty and no transaction history on mainnet. But if you look at the Ropsten testnet, There's a test deployment of the WACT contract prior to being launched on the mainnet. There was also a new test contract launched 6 days ago from the same address, but the code is not published to scour the mainnet to find a similar contract. What is going on here? I'm pretty good with Ethereum, guys. Do some Solidity programming, but might need some assembly ninjas to help reverse engineer the contract code and see what it is. How is he deploying contracts and posting on social media with hidden keys to the wallets, creating contracts from jail, or is he dead? This shit has my heart rate through the roof. All right. So, wild theories, as always, will fly on a day like this. Did something get tripped? And I do want to know, is there a 31 terabyte data trove that's getting circulated right now? All very fascinating stuff, guys. Not sure what to make of it.
All that is true. Like that the contracts did start initiating after his death was confirmed and stuff like that. Like if you follow Occam's razor, like a lot of that stuff, like either you have, because he's involved in it. He was directly talking about, if I ever die, this is going to happen. And then it does happen. Like it's kind of, it might be a real dead man switch. Like the first we've ever really seen, like that can't be deleted. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting case.
What a way to go out.
Yeah, it is definitely a hell of a way to go out, especially if there's anything to this dead man switch or anything to this 31 terabytes of data. That 31 terabytes of data, I presume, is not itself stored on the blockchain. This BSC entry here. So they made an NFT. The NFT itself probably points to an address on the cloud somewhere or in the distributed file system, and so I'm guessing.
Or they could have made it, or they could have made the data into it itself, so it just can't.
Well, not 31 terabytes of it, but generally the way NFTs work is that they point to the item somewhere on the IPFS on the interplanetary file system, something like a torrent network. So somebody out there is probably file sharing and distributing this 31 terabytes of data. Will we figure out how to unlock it? And of course, this other thing I just read out here, this thing about this Q picture, hex representation of a private key. This I'm still trying to wrap my head around, but I believe he posted some kind of picture to Twitter already in the past. Recently, it was just like a big Q. And I think when people looked at the metadata of that post, they found like a private key embedded or something like that embedded in it. Again, maybe another piece to this puzzle, another breadcrumb from the grave. John McAfee, everybody.
It's like a Nick Cage movie. It's fucking national treasure.
It'll be pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. Maybe any luck that I'll get an airdrop, a dead man airdrop. Maybe he's got a small fortune of crypto out there that's has a smart contract ready to distribute an airdrop on, I don't know, good little boys. All right, guys. So there's your quick look at the news. There isn't a whole lot else besides that. It really is the McAfee story taking up the news right now, along with Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin at currently? 34,794. Let's get into the live comments. How are we doing on time? All right, doing perfectly well on schedule. There's your McAfee super special here on the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Going to get into the live chat, see who's kicking it with us this Thursday afternoon. All right. Let's go up to the top, see who was here first. ANCAP Futures on YouTube. Shoutouts to you, my man. You are apparently here first. Dave Rice says, ANCAP respect. Indeed, respect to man. ANCAP, always in the chat first. Seemingly one of the first people in the chat. Dave Rice, YouTube, my man. He's also here on DLive saying multi-platform. Indeed, you got your multi-pass. Wave it in the air, my man. Shout outs to David Rice across multiple platforms, including DLive, where, of course, we're going to give away some lemons in a little over an hour. Ron Legato joins us on YouTube as well. Shout outs to Ron. Good to see you in here. Yes, I posted a link to the community pool right here as well. Let's have a look here. Link goes where? Well, hopefully that link works for you. If not, check out the community tab on our YouTube channel. Taz Blitz, a good day to all. A very good day to you, Taz Blitz. Electric says howdy. Shoutouts to you. Spo the B 69 on YouTube. Rise and shine. Shoutouts to Spo the B. Good to have you here. Be sure to follow and subscribe. As far as I can tell, you're kind of a new user. David Rice takes me to the cracking page. He wants me to sign in again. Very, very strange. Not sure what to tell you. ANCAP Futures, D-Live up. Okay, yep. Thank you. Alex1233, hello all. Hope we are all dangling well. Yes, we're hanging in there fairly well. Splash85 joins us on Twitch. Hello, guys. Shoutouts to Splashy. David Rice already mentioned. Spoda B. Okay, thank you for the information, Spoda B. David Rice already mentioned. ANCAP writes, Daddy Tesla is back. Thoughts on the 3-day Tesla chart? System gave me a buy on the 18th. All right, hang on, ANCAP Futures. I'll add that.
They're looking great.
Yeah, I'll take that to the request line. Hang tight. Let's see here. Mr. Ether, Robert Warner joins us on YouTube. He says, nice bit of green. Mr. Ether, is the 100K by August prediction still on the table? I think with today's price action, I'm betting you think it is, but let's cross our fingers and hope for that one. Rokoth over on D-Live joins us. Hello to the best D-Livers. All right, thank you very much. GBU Professor Wally joins us on YouTube. Mr. Wally, good to have you back. Sup Fools, we'll sup fool to you too. Blackbird 987 joins us on D-Live. Shoutouts to Blackbird. Philip Alexander Carr, Philly in the YouTube chat. He writes, evening fellas, grass looks green on the crypto bubbles today. Yes, the grass always seemingly greener after the worst of the panic selling is concluded. Blackbird 987, I'm with Jason on the expansion. 42K, here we come. All right, Blackbirdo in the chat. He's with Jason. 42K incoming.
Wait, 42 is being conservative on what the move I think is coming.
Oh boy. Philly Car Ada got a nice 13% boost, it seems. Yeah. Cardano bags are looking a lot healthier today, aren't they? Rot died on D-Live. Sup, boys? It's Cardi, by the way. Excited for the show. Okay, I'm not sure which Cardi we're talking about. Yeah, it's Cardi, all right. Shoutouts to Rot Died. Adam, Jason, can you show that fractal? He certainly will. Jason will get just another minute, couple minutes, guys. We'll have Jason on screen telling you about all his thoughts on the patterns. Rhino TD, hey people. Shoutouts to Rhino TD. Welcome back to the channel. Jason, yes, he did say that. Revolution, I see chat but no show feed. Must be having a local issue. Yep, sounds like you got that fixed though. How do I always miss the trade badges? Are you talking about the trade subscription? The subscription on D-Live that gives you the trader badge? I think the very generous Mr. Ether always gives them away. You got to click that.
You just start putting in.
Yeah, you got to click that claim as quickly as possible. Watch for that. Tricon32 writes, hello gang. Shoutouts to Tricon32. Let's see here. Let's see. I've refreshed several times. Still don't take lemons. David Rice, are you sure you have lemons in your wallet? Make sure that works. If not, maybe try logging in. Maybe you're not logged in. Maybe you got logged out. Do try logging back in. Let's see here.
We should get the TRX activated on.
Yep, we should certainly get the TRX wallet implementation into our D-Live channel. Might add more avenues for people to engage. Maybe it's time to rally till August or later. That would be cool. Multi-month long rally from here. I am ready. Revolution, it's definitely local. It's working on. Okay, glad to see you fixed it. Let's get these last few people shouted out and get the show started, guys. Ernest the Gaia, cheers. Thank you all. Shoutouts to Ernest. Blackbird, I already mentioned. 2.3 million homeowners are forbearance protection plans expire 30th of June. Yes, is the other shoe ready to drop in the economy? Is BlackRock going to buy up another 2.3 million homes after this comes down or more? We'll certainly follow that. The big guys insert a new rule that allows them to bet on an index fund that profits from global downsides on markets. Go figure. Somebody out there, some big funds, going to make big money on all the way down. Sneaky indeed.
Making money on watching the world burn.
Yeah, just what we need. Light Ally over on D Live. I'm a bit late to the party, but it looks all right. Looks like something. But welcome, Light Ally. Good to have you here. Revolution. Let's see here. Only some of the news segments so far, none of the TA. All right, since crypto looks the same, can you look at this? Yeah, we will certainly look at the Swissy there. Hang tight. Alex 1233 definitely back down, says Alex 1233 before the boom, in my opinion. All right, Alex 1233 thinks we need to test down and then spring up for this amazing price action. David Rice, watch it burn. Let's see here. All right, Polly B's with us. Mr. Ether says it's bullshit. He paid them off. Have to see the body. Yes, I've heard that theory as well. The man, never a stranger to bribing the right person, getting his way out of a lot of sticky situations. Did he fake his own death, right? Did he stage this whole thing, and now he's off the hook? Have to see the body, says Mr. Ether. All right, well.
75.
Blackbird 987. All right, Taz Blitz, already mentioned these guys, so let's get into it. McAfee will be remembered for his useless software, working for NASA, doing coke on Hot Mic on Nathan Stopman interview on DLive. Yes, the man was a bit of a degenerate. That's why I'm not totally sympathetic to his cause. But yes, he'll certainly be remembered. We can agree on that. Taz Blitz, I did like him. He was a real Carter. All right. Wonder who got his Bitcoin stash. Good question. Did they torture him, get his coins, and then off him? They probably did him dirty. This is the life of high stakes international crime, or I don't know. This is the fast life. It's the fast life, guys. That's no other way to describe it. This is often how these guys meet their end. It's the Scarface life. He does not seem like the type to suicide. And he tweeted that as well. Certainly, that's what we can tell on the surface. But who knows? Who knows exactly what occurred? Another type case. Yes, a Light Ally. It looks like potentially another. I'm sure at the very least, a lot of people will forever speculate that it is indeed another type of case. Chico Blanco Verano writes, McAfee was going to squeal in deposition. All those pump and dumps for the military-industrial complex. I think that's what he means here. Military-industrial complex ops caught up with him. MIL complex. I think it's military. Yes. So you think he was embedded deep inside the snake's nest, or whatever you'd call it. Yes, it might have caught up with him indeed. McAfee also seemed like a delusional guy. Could have himself to prove a point, just a different perspective. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Sometimes the simplest explanations, right, guys? Philly Carr, can't think of anyone less a candidate to off themselves than you, my geezer. All right. Tricon 32, those tweets and tattoos indicated strongly he wasn't the type. Revolution does explain that movie you're thinking of is called National Treasure. The left is saying he killed himself to own the lives, or own the libs. What are we talking about here? Ernest the Guy, I wonder how much of a fake death costs in Bitcoin. Yeah, how much do dark web criminals charge to fake your own death? What's it take to get some shady death certificate issued?
$265,000 in Breaking Bad.
There you go, $265,000. That's how much you got to bring to the vacuum repair shop to get your exits. ANCAP Futures, would anyone kill themselves to prove a point? Maybe when you're of this age and you're staring. What's that?
There's the famous case of that lawyer who shot himself while trying to prove how his client could have accidentally shot someone.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, with the gun, like how you couldn't kill yourself this way, and he proved it and shot himself.
Yes. But apparently he did it in the hotel room like the day before the trial, and it was the same when the jury was there too, and everybody saw it, and they totally acquitted this guy. He was like, "Yeah, we believe it. You could kill yourself accidentally because he done it, yeah."
Well,
imagine how that guy felt. Like, thanks. What?
Well,
they still teach that case in law school. It's a very famous case.
Well, there you go.
And hello, Alex.
Welcome, Alex, back to the show. Alex joins us, everyone. We were just, of course, talking about, just reading the comments, of course, most of the comments related to the McAfee drama currently unfolding. We're trying to, of course, steer clear. We're trying to remain in YouTube's good graces, so we're trying to avoid any unfortunate.
So we haven't say that he got E-worded?
Yes, precisely. Trying to avoid that as much as possible.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he's been highlighting it rather than saying it. I said it once on accident.
Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep things. On the kosher with the YouTube Ministry of Truth over there. But that said, guys, let's wrap this segment up and get into the main event. Let's have a look here. Any word? Maybe his wife that he tracked had a hard time lifting went with a billionaire. Okay, prison isn't that bad, honestly, says Ernest the Gaia. Prison is boring. Speak for yourself, Ernest Gaia. Don't go into prison, anybody. I don't know if it's that bad. I mean, I don't know.
Everyone is going on purpose.
Prison.
I guess
some of them are great, but there's some that are worse than others.
Indeed, and when you're somebody like him, maybe he has reason to believe that his life would be whatever's left of his life would be a miserable existence, and he just didn't want to face up to that. When you're facing with the American justice system, potentially incarceration for the remainder of your life, maybe you make a decision that might even be unexpected before your deposition or your extradition, I should say. I guess his wife Janet. Yes. Let's not get into any of this stuff. Doubt any bill. Dude was a legend. He had a end pass. Yes, he certainly did. Psy-op Summer, says Chico Verano. I don't believe any of it. Alright, Chico Verano, definitely a skeptic on the official story. It's certainly a very strange one. Most likely 1 week from now everyone will have forgotten about this. Pretty much exactly how it works, unless of course that 31 terabyte trove of data actually produces anything of substance. Definitely a character, that's how I would describe him kindly. Has anyone seen the body? Maybe he paid the Spanish jailers and he's gone into hiding. Maybe he did. This guy's kind of high profile, though. I think if that was the case, maybe we'll find out about it. All right, guys. I promised that we'd get into the next segment already. I do love reading your comments. Like Ally says, I didn't realize there's a taboo word. I apologize for. No, it's no problem, guys. You guys can use whatever language, for the most part, within reason, you want in the live chat. But we kind of have to avoid stating certain things, getting into certain topics here on the channel. Have to be good boys and keep our content and our moderation on point. Let's see here. Whether seppuku or suicided by, he went out like a G. Yes. I guess he did to a certain extent. All right, what's going on here? Is my oh, somebody went live. It's Jason. All right, I gotta rejig this stream items again.
Sorry.
Gentlemen, guy. Oh, that's okay. No problem at all. Gentlemen, ladies. It's time to get into this next segment. Alex, of course, joined us midstream, so let me, of course, shout out Alex. Alex, how are you doing? How was your ride? Are you settled in now? What's your status?
I'm now in Palm Beach.
All right, he's in Palm Beach. Congrats. Sounds like the ride went reasonably smooth.
Yeah, no issues. It's just a long one. I slept at a couple rest stops on the way, so I just kind of been in the car for 18 hours.
All right. So Jason's gonna do the TA from here today. You're gonna just busy yourself in the background.
You wanna do it today, Jason, or what?
Well, how about
Depends.
you let me take a look at the fractal that I want to show everyone, and then you can jump on if you want.
All right, brilliant. I can do that. Let's do it. Gonna get into the main scene now. I'm gonna connect to Jason's stream. Let's do it. All right, we got Jason on screen right now. He's looking at the BTC USD chart. Jason, you go do your thing. I am gonna dive into the chat, start extracting everyone's requests. You know how we do here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, I wanted to just kind of point this out, just because I've been looking at lower time frames, and right before the beginning of the show, I was talking with Jack, and I just kind of noticed something just by visually looking at it. And I'm like, oh wow, this looks so identical to something that we've seen before. And so right here we have, this is actually June 9th. This is very reminiscent. If you haven't looked at the chart, this is the hourly time frame, and if we're looking at the chart here on the 9th, we are in a very similar situation. If we click over, I'm going to just switch the chart to here. So this pattern is playing out pretty much the exact same as we're seeing here, but let's go ahead and back this up and play this forward. So this is from June 9th on what happened, and what we're experiencing right now, this was a much smaller version of what we are building here on the daily, on the hourly now. So watch as this plays out. This is where we were. This is where we were in
two charts next to each other. I'm just having a hard time seeing it.
Okay. I'm not even sure how to do this. What's that?
After you finish with this part.
I guess I could do that, but then... Okay. So let's try this right here. Boom. And this is where we are now within the pattern that we're forming. Yes, it's very much more pronounced on this sell-off here, but if you look at the way that it recovered, boom, and came back, and now we're pressing through the 200 EMA again. So this is why I think that we're actually likely to get some price continuation to the upside, but this is a much bigger version of the fractal that we see right here. So I'm looking at this right here in real time, which is this pattern playing out, and then you get this rise to the upside. This is a much bigger version of this fractal. So if we do get that price continuation, we're likely to see price above 41 if this plays out in a similar manner. Do you see what I'm seeing here?
I do. I see a big similarity.
It's kind of not. It's not setting off my pattern recognition in the way it's setting figures.
I got really excited when I saw this. To be honest with you, I really do. And the beautiful thing about having like an inkling like this is it can be proven wrong pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
And so like I'm excited like that we're able to stream right now. And like this, if it's going to play out, we're going to get price continuation within these hours. So it'll be exciting to see. Let's go a little bit faster on this bad boy. But so we get that price boom, pop up, and then we get another continuation to the upside. So looking at it on a fractal level, I really do think that this pop above the 200 EMA here, that's gonna probably accelerate price to the upside. And I do like how we've come down yesterday, tested what we were talking about, that trend line, the top of the trend, boom, blasted above it, came back down, tested it, didn't quite get that test down to 31 that Alex was expecting, but for the pattern that it is, I do like this support that we gained, and then the press to the upside. So I'm expecting bullish behavior over the course of the next lower time, like the next couple days. Like I said, feeling pretty good about closing that hedge out.
Good. At the very least, I think you'll get. I mean, we're back above the whole 60 anyway. So
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of evidence pointing to different things, right? So I'm excited to see where this goes. So yeah, if you want to switch over to Alex, then.
Oh, sure. Let me.
Yeah, we could do that, guys. You're in for a treat.
Let me know in the
Alex.
chat, guys, if you see what I'm seeing, because it's one of those things. I was talking to Jack. I'm like, I just wish people could see what I'm seeing, and I hope that people can.
I mean, by just a cursory glance at the two charts, I certainly do see quite a similar pattern you're building here. With that said, let's see here. I'm going to connect to Alex's stream, so we're going to change it up, guys. Alex has returned for the Thursday installment in the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Let's get right into it. Gonna expand this out. All right, Alex, you're all good. You're on screen. Do your thing.
Okay. So, zooming out, Monday's dump took us right down to the median of the pitchfork trend that we've been eyeing all bull market.
I'll be curious to see what the middle of that.
So we,
pitch.
yeah, just came right down and tapped it here. So
Nice.
I would not be surprised to see a little bit more resistance up here, a dump back down to this area, and just like hang out here and kind of threaten to dump further. Then again, I mean, lower time frames are so strong here.
Yep. I'm excited. Expansion.
We could just keep trading in this area for a while, all the way up to 41,000. Is that 41,000 what you were looking at?
Well, I'm thinking at the very least we hit 43, to be honest with you.
And at this point, if we hit 43, we'll keep going into the 50s.
Yeah, well, my target right now on if we did get that big move to the upside is 53.
Okay.
That's the most I think it would hit. Which is very like I pointed out another fractal the other day, looks very reminiscent of 2019 October. It's the exact same pattern almost.
2019 October.
Boom. See that big old Jericho?
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Here.
Almost the same pattern, dude. And it wiped everyone.
I mean, it's certainly
Reminiscent.
stopped us out.
Yeah. Like I remember hitting one TP, feeling real good about it, and then looking at it the next day, and I got wiped. I'm like, what? How did I lose money on this deal?
I noticed that we're getting less volume on the bounce. That's not a great sign here. I don't know. I like the bounce, but I'm not sold on it yet. We could just get a lot more trading sideways before we get a move up into the 40s and 50s.
Of course.
I'm just kind of not sure how I feel.
I hate that I feel as excited as I do because I know that usually emotion is tied to the opposite thing playing out, right? But I've been doing this long enough in the pattern recognition to where I'm like, my spider sense is tingling. I'm like, I think this is the right move. Like, that's why I closed the hedge out too. So, thank God for that.
See, I look at Ethereum here, and there's actually a whole bunch of resistance overhead now. We're basically like underneath support here.
But do you think that other things would get that big of a move? Say, like if dominance really took over and Bitcoin took a shot up, it might get stuck under resistance, right?
What, you mean Ethereum?
Yeah, Ethereum.
That's what I'm saying. I think it might be stuck under resistance here.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
So we break below it here, and now we're underneath this resistance support area. And we got a nice bounce off the point of control here. But I do see a lot of volume down in here in the 1500s, 1600s.
Mm-hmm. Go, Bitcoin, go. 35, baby.
regardless, there's nothing we can really do here at this point. There's no shorts to take, no longs to take.
Go
Same here on
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. We're not in initial long territory yet. We're not above zero on our oscillator. So really, we're just kind of on the sidelines here on the market. And I think when we look at the rest of the alts, it's going to be the same. We're just going to be on the sidelines on almost everything.
About to hit TP1 on that 4-hour long that we put on yesterday.
Yes. Bitcoin dominance I would classify as still sideways here, up on the week, which is not really surprising considering that Bitcoin held up better than the alts during the dump, and it's actually recovering a little better than a lot of alts today. Here, Bitcoin is up 4%, but privacy coins are only up 1% here. Uniswap coins only up 2%. Major alts getting a slightly better recovery here.
Hey, Jason, could you end your live stream? I want to see if it helps improve the performance of Alex's stream.
Yep.
Alex,
Good.
yep, might have actually done the trick. Thank you very much.
You know, you look at the alt perp here on the weekly, and we've got these breaks of trend, and you can't help but think that we've still got a lot more downside here. Then again, you look at DeFi perp here, and it just kind of looks like, bam, onto this liquidity once, and again. Well, there's nothing for us to do with it yet. We're still pretty far below the daily baseline. This is something we can... Everything just needs a little bit more time to cook here. That's with the reversal this far from the baseline. What's the dollar doing?
I would assume maybe selling off a little bit. Just to guess.
Basically sideways. It's just, I mean, it's slightly... Depending on the time frame, it's up or down. It's basically sideways here. Looking at this, I feel like we could peg resistance one more time and then get the actual rejection that we've been looking for. Dow Jones is up today, back above this resistance level I've been eyeing. It's interesting.
Man, it almost got to the very bottom of your line, too.
Yeah, I guess we can delete this now. It did the thing already. Now it's just...
At least take a screenshot and make an NFT out of it or something.
Oh, it's... I'm working! I'll be there in a minute! Sure, love being back around family. So, where was it? Oh, yeah. So, now it's just...
We're making NFTs.
Now it's just bragging. So. Still lots of resistance overhead here. Recovery on lessening volume. I think we probably have at least another test towards the bottom of this range, if not a breakdown in this range. NASDAQ, gaps up into a new all-time high, trading sideways.
Been looking real strong.
Yeah. And I think the S&P, did that get a new high today? It did. That's interesting. So is it breaking down out of this pattern or not? I guess it'll really depend on how the week closes out here. Oof. It's kind of a suggestive 3-day here.
Yeah.
Looks like we found support on our previous resistance level here. So see, this was resistance. Boom, we reject. Kind of crawl up over it here. Test below it. Close back above. Resistance here. Start moving upward.
Even though that candle closed red, I still consider that a bullish engulfing with the follow through that it got.
Oh yeah, this is a total hammer.
Yeah.
Huh. So this is very interesting. Basically, all of the traditional markets are kind of bullishly postured this week, much more so than they were last week. Dow Jones still has an awful long way to go here, but the S&P and the Nasdaq are pretty bullish. That's interesting. Oh. Well, we haven't closed a new high today. It's not worth like longing the heck out of it here, but if traditional markets keep going, crypto can recover here. You know, the whole idea of crypto going into an extended downturn was predicated on traditional markets taking a downturn and kind of pulling crypto with it. If the traditional markets continue, then crypto just gets this big pullback. We get reaccumulation, and then further leg up. I think.
Certainly quite the turnaround.
Let's look at world markets. Taiwan still at resistance, nothing really impressive. Singapore still at resistance, nothing impressive. Netherlands retesting the highs this week, but not above it. Japan is still trading sideways, but this has become much more bullishly postured than it was, right? So before we were trading sideways, but we've come down and kind of retested the support level here. It holds. Now we're back up. We could move up here. India is kind of too soon to say. We've been trading sideways at resistance for about a month now. Yeah, this is just very sideways here. So I wouldn't want to hazard a guess on which way it's going to go. If we made a high over 15,850, then I would then I think that'd be worth longing. It's like a very strong resistance level if it breaks. That's good. UK still at resistance. Hong Kong is still trading sideways, but this is bullishly postured. Do I see an inverse head and shoulders here? Maybe forming. This is maybe a little too soon to say. Be something kind of like this. No, the head's not low enough. I mean, it could be like maybe a triple bottom or something like that inside of this range, but this head needs to be much lower than the left shoulder for it to actually be a head and shoulders pattern, I think so. Never mind. But this is still very, very bottomy here, especially with this break of the downtrend. I do kind of like this for Hong Kong. Yeah, France here could be setting up for some kind of signal. Look at the 12-hour. This is a rather nice reset of our of time transformation here, giving us a bullish divergence. Let's see, high or low up here, but lower low here on our oscillator. China could get a bounce here. This is a very nice retest of support.
And you are very far away from your base.
Yeah, I'd be willing to take this long here. Good side. Finally, Australia. Looks kind of like a blow off top to me. This is very similar looking to the French economy, UK and stuff. Still too soon to say. I guess I just, I don't see anything here to really let us know for 100% sure one way or the other whether we're getting a real bounce here on Bitcoin or if this is kind of like a fake out. Because right now the market is just so bipolar. I swear, people were ready to jump out a window this weekend, and now everybody's like, "Oh, the market's recovering." Of course, we always knew it was going to recover, right?
That's how it happens every time, man.
Yeah, so it's so bipolar right now that I'm really looking for more evidence than usual to kind of get a sense of what's happening, because I can't trust my emotions on the market right now. Why don't we do some chart requests? Can you give me a minute? I'm gonna go say hi to my grandmother.
Yep, no problem. I've got some requests already logged. Thank you to everybody who dropped a request down below. Let's bring up the first request. I'm sure Alex will be back just momentarily. Alright, we're going to take this and put the first request up on the screen, guys. First request comes from ANCAP Futures. Has to do with Tesla. He writes, Daddy, Tesla is back. Thoughts on the 3-day Tesla chart? His system gave him a buy signal on the 18th. Alright, as soon as... Alex is already back?
Yeah.
Alright, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm sold.
Sold for sure.
Yeah, look at it. We've been keeping track of this downtrend for months now. I've had this drawn since April. Here we are. We're breaking above it. I say this is worth the long. This looks good to me.
You're about to reinvent the wheel.
You're on the 3-day, but even on the daily, it makes sense too. So I like it. Very nice. Nice. On the 3-day, this is more like a descending wedge type pattern here. All right, let's treat it like a descending wedge.
Hey, Alex, sorry to interrupt, but your connection seems a little troubled. I was wondering if you could do anything to kind of free up any additional bandwidth. If you're watching the stream in the background, another window, maybe pause it or close that stream window.
Okay, I closed it. That's the best I can.
Yep, it just sharpened up. Yep, thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so let's treat this like a measured move. Where would this take us as a target here? Control C, Control V. Let's go from the breakout here. This would take us to a new high of 930. Let's see if that makes sense. Let's do a trend-based fib extension here. Never find these things. There we go. Let's do it from here. Bottom, top, bottom. Looks like it takes us right near the 0.5 fib extension level. So I think it could make sense. Take it around 930. And then we've got these other resistance levels if it remains super bullish here, which, I mean, I hope it does. If Tesla's going, that probably means good things for Bitcoin, because Tesla owns a lot of Bitcoin, actually. If things were going shitty for Bitcoin, then Tesla's stock would probably be going down, if you think about that. So bullish Tesla stock is equivalent to a slightly bullish prognostication for Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, I like Tesla. What's next?
All right, let's get right into the next request. Shoutouts to ANCAP Futures on your Tesla log. Good luck there. Let's get into this one from Tricon32. He says, since most crypto looks the same, can you take a look at the following? All right, this is Forex request coming our way via Tricon32. He wants to look at the USD CNH. Is that the Swissy?
No, that's the Chinese rand.
Oh, gotcha. Let's look at that first. He says he's currently long on this one. What are your thoughts?
I would be getting out of my long on the daily right now. We just look just a little bit topped out right now. This didn't work out right here. Let me get rid of these incorrect TA from before. I don't dislike this. This is very Wyckofian. Here you see we've got kind of our selling climax, automatic reaction, our spring here. We come up. I imagine we'll probably come back down to retest maybe 6.43, anywhere in this area, before we get a continuation to the upside here. The dollar is strong, so I expect the dollar to trade strongly against the rand here. Even though the rand is also very strong against everything else. What's next?
All right, second half of the Forex request relates to the New Zealand dollar USD, NZD USD. He's asking about a reshort at resistance.
Should be pretty simple. The New Zealand dollar has been weak and the dollar has been strong, so this is going to be especially shorty looking. Right at resistance. Yeah, I would probably look to take it. You know, actually, I bet this is going to be one of those times where we actually get a retest up here in the liquidity above, because resistance is kind of like at 0.73. You see, boom, boom, break, fake out, down, boom, resistance, boom, boom, resistance, boom, breakdown again, right? So, but we've got same support level. So, are we looking at the same resistance level? Maybe just a little bit higher. You could start. Yeah, I can see an argument being made for us not getting above the point of control here. If we started to turn down again at the point of control, I'd be kind of eager to take that. You know, I might market into that. But if you're waiting for like a limit order, I would have it set up in this area. Expect us to wake up into this area, fake people out, and then break down here. Because as you can see, our higher time frame uptrend is broken. We're just kind of waiting for the old retest of resistance after we break in the downtrend, and then once we get the retest of resistance a little bit more sideways, and people think the trend is going to continue, but then it doesn't, and then we start to break down. We got for Bitcoin when we broke the uptrend, started to trade down. Right here. So boom, we trade down, come back up here, retest resistance, and then we break down the area that we're in right here. So just a slight similarity right here. I don't want to, you know, just underline it. Just classic price action stuff. What's next?
All right, shout outs to Tricon32 for the 2-pack of Forex requests. Let's see here. This next one, yeah, we got some non-crypto requests here to work through. I like it. Philly Carr on YouTube writes the following: please, may I request the FTSE chart, please? Liz Truss has done that many global trade deals. I'm struggling to see why it's not reflected in our market going ballistic. Britain undervalued. Hashtag buy Britain. All right, FTSE.
Which version of the FTSE is the best? Let's just let's look at this. There's got to be a better FTSE to look at. Looks pretty rough to me. Maybe not. Maybe it's meant to be made that we're actually above resistance here. So resistance, breakdown, resistance, boom, 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 breakdown. This is the monthly, by the way. So very strong resistance level, right? We have not been able to trade above this level on the monthly in over a decade. So this is all the way back in 2007. We were above this area. We reject in 2009. We reject in 2015. We reject in 2018. We reject in 2020. And now, here in 2021, we're able to get above this level. This FTSE MIB index is the right one, isn't it? So, presuming it is, I would look for us to maybe get a continuation here in this spot. Just because it's our first time trading here on the monthly. Do we have a break of a uptrend?
Yeah. Uptrend? Even if it isn't the exact right time on the daily, looking at that monthly, I think it's a good choice, to be honest with you. You might get a dip again, but if you're looking at the monthly, if you're patient with it, it looks like it's poised. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, we seem to be holding the uptrend here, whichever way you look at it. We've made new highs. For now, I think it's probably worth being bullish on it. But then if we were to close back below 24,000 here, out. Just be out. In that case, breaking back below this critical resistance level would be just a death knell. What's next?
All right, there is your look at the FTSE. Shout out to Philly Carr over on the other side of the pond. Let's dive into the next request, shall we, guys? We're still doing good on time, about 20 minutes to go for the chest opening on D-Live. Stand by for that. Any word on D-Live requests DERO, D-E-R-O.
Any word what?
D-E-R-O, DERO.
Oh, I thought you said his name was DERO.
No.
Okay, 1 second.
No problem. DERO USDT on KuCoin. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
What a rudder.
Ooh la la.
Price discovery.
Yeah. Nothing we can really do here, but this looks strong. I would just hang on. If you're trying to find an entry, I would try and snag one around $9 or maybe $10, somewhere in the $9 to $10 range. Other than that, I would just, if you're in it, I would just hang on. I don't see any weakness right now. Even the weekly looks strong. What's next?
All right, keep on hanging on. Let's see here. What happened to my... Oh, here we go. That'll fix it. All right, back in business. Let's get into the next request. Shoutouts to any word for the DERO. Let's get into this one for Light Ally on D-Live. I'd like to request a look at the CRV token curve. All right, no problem.
On the CRV.
Alice of the Past was very opinionated here. That's interesting.
Very specific.
So far, we are holding the support level here. That's interesting. We didn't quite tap down here yet.
below the daily baseline on the daily. For right now, I would just stay out of it while we kind of wait to see what the markets want to do here. We've got a lot of resistance overhead still. Where's the downtrend here? So we still have it. We still have an active downtrend. I would just hold off on doing anything with it for right now. Maybe once we get back above the daily baseline or we break above the downtrend, then it'd be worth taking. But for right now, I just don't see that much positive, except, oh, the market as a whole looks like it's bouncing. Maybe curve can bounce too. It's not really like encouraging enough to want to take it. What's next?
All right, there's a look at curve. Hold the phone on curve. Let's get it to the next one. It's Poly B requesting PCX.
Well, that looks like dog do.
Yeah, this is... Well, I mean, I guess if we were to bounce from somewhere, this would be the spot where we would be bouncing from, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm not one for catching cutlery.
Yep. Is there a better chart of this? We just have more data. Because if we did, that would be maybe a different story. And you guys can see ChainX, right? On CoinTrader, right? Or did it like... There we go. You can see that?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, let's take a look. Yeah, look at that ChainX chart right now on CoinTrader, yep.
There we go.
Oh, you could go lower. Big difference when you see that extra data.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see many good reasons to want to buy. Yeah, I think it makes the most sense to be buying back in this area right here, but we've broken every single uptrend here, so I don't know why you would want this right now. It's speculatively when you look only from March, maybe we could be forming a descending broadening wedge here, but it's pretty pretty speculative.
Yeah.
Maybe, what does that look like here? Yeah, it's not encouraging enough to want this. Yeah, you can make an argument for it, but it's pretty speculative. What's next?
All right, shoutouts to Poly B and the request on PCX. What do we got left on the request line? All right, this next one's for David Rice. He wants to look at Cardano and ZIL. Let's start with a look at ADA.
So this is encouraging as long as we can remain above $1.10 here. As long as ADA continues to maintain that, then I think we could continue bullishly here.
we're still holding a couple uptrends here. We've got the long-term weekly uptrend, and then a few slightly less parabolic trend here. Okay, so if you see, this area right here at $1 is the previous all-time high for ADA. We're pushing down a lot into this area, but it's not convincing yet that we're going to break down. If we close it all below $1, then I'd wanna be out. I'd look for us to fall back all the way towards like maybe 50 cents. But holding above $1, it doesn't look too bad here. You want a bit more. You want to be above our daily baseline. You wanna break our downtrend here, which we have not done yet. This is our downtrend. Oh, that's one of the reasons why the computer's lagging. It needs to be plugged in right now. I'm running out of battery. 1 second.
All right, no worries there. Well, there is your coin 1 of 2, David Rice. Your look at Cardano. We'll take a look at ZIL next, as soon as Alex plugs in his laptop.
Okay.
All right, ZIL is up next for Dave Rice.
So, all right. Similar looking to a lot of what we've seen. I do like that we're kind of retesting my previous area that we were eyeing. We're down into it. We retest it one more time. We're hanging out at the point of control. Most notably, I think, is our downtrend here. I would just keep an eye on it. And once we're back above this downtrend, we'll also be above the daily baseline. And then I think that'll be the longing opportunity that you're looking for. It seems, looking at this, we seem so oversold, it seems unlikely that we're just going to come up here, reject, and continue downwards. We push so hard in this area. But there's also not a lot of volume on the buyback, comparatively. You know, push down hard, sellers showing a lot of volume, and then buyers kind of meekly buying that back up towards resistance. Click, 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 click. Maybe push down. What's next?
All right, the meek shall inherit the gains. Let's take a look. The next request. All right, we got a couple Forex picks coming from Philly Carr. He says, how's the dollar against the ruble as well as the yuan? All right, let's look USD Rub. Then we'll look at the USD CNY afterwards. RUB.
Wait, CNI and CNY and CNH. Are those? Are you sure we didn't look at the Chinese?
We
Chinese.
We looked at the CNH earlier, but for now, let's look at the ruble, the USD Rub.
Okay.
And then we'll look at the CNY. Maybe we did CNY already, but for now, let's look at the ruble.
You guys take rubles?
Nothing really that notable here. This isn't even a very clean trend line. I don't like it. This is just an ugly chart. I just wouldn't do anything with this. If I had to, if you held a gun to my head, I would say that we're breaking down from resistance here. So I would probably be looking to short this area. So resistance here around 70, 76. Push once, twice, 3 times, and this one is a swing failure pattern. Overall, more bearish, I think, than bullish here on against the ruble. Lots of signs of rejection here. Breaking down below this, breaking down below our monthly baseline, breaking back down below resistance. What's the other one? Is the ruble and the what? CNY?
Yep, the CNY is what I have listed here.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same chart.
Roger that. All right. Well, we've taken a look at those 2 Forex requests for you, Philly. Thank you for those. All right. In the meantime, I guess we're ready to dive into the next request. Still a few minutes left in the show. The chest is going to open in about 9 minutes. Next up on the request line, Blackbird 987 writes, ICP still getting sold off. It's doing its own thing. All right, let's check in on ICP. I see a bit of chatter in the chat concerning ICP today.
Okay.
Mostly spiraling. Yep.
That's a lot of down cane.
When will the pain stop?
As soon as you know.
This is one of our support levels, so either 32 holds or where's our next support level? I guess either $32 holds or negative numbers. Yeah, okay, so it's either $32 holds or we go negative, according to trend-based fib extension. So I think maybe $30. We'll see. This is not a bad area, I guess, to be buying ICP according to the trend-based fib extension.
All right, there's your look at ICP. Rhino TD in the D-Live chat writes, ICP to $10. Well, good luck in your $10 buy target for ICP. Rhino TD, it's time to get into the next request. Any word is next. He wants to look at RAE. RAE, I think, is a crypto. He mentioned it earlier because I wasn't sure. It's called Receive Access Ecosystem. All right, RAE. Is this a ChartX jobby? I think it might be. Let's see here. RAE coin.
All right. If it's not on ChartX, then this is probably some piece of it. I'll give it one last chance.
It's an Ethereum token. It trades on Uniswap. I'll give you the.
It wasn't on Uniswap, but I think I got it on.
Right on. Okay, good enough. That'll do.
Man, this is a pretty shitty chart. We've just been trading sideways. Are we trading down all year long?
Man, my computer fan is ramping up.
I don't see a good reason to want to be in this right now. Oh, we totally missed the last alt season because we had 2 alt seasons. There was the alt season of this summer, which Receive Access did get, and then there was the alt season of the spring, which Receive Access traded down here. Maybe there's some support here. There's just not enough data here to that's what I'm looking for to confirm this. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't see any reason to take it right now. Maybe if we break the downtrend, but until then, just stay out of it. What's next?
All right, Mikey, I don't think he likes it, but let's get into the next request. We have BNB coming up next. Let's see what this one's about. Blackbird 987. Care to look at BNB? It did not make a lower low compared to most alts. Any speculative guesses on BNB's next move?
I see a lot of resistance overhead here for BNB. So this is BNB Bitcoin. Certainly doesn't look that strong to me right now. So we break the uptrend here, and then we make a lower high on the weekly. We're getting a little bit of support here, but I would hardly call this strong support. I see a lot of resistance overhead. I would be looking for more of a pullback on BNB probably. Can keep our eye on this.
Hi.
Hi, Nana. Yeah, I'm still working.
Mr. Popular.
Right away.
No, Nana, it's fine. I'm still working for the next 20 minutes. I'll be right there to see you. That's why I gave you a quick kiss.
Hi, Nana.
Thank you.
It isn't always this is conducive.
You sure?
No, sure.
Always make time for Nana.
No. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, right now there's just no reason to be trading BNB. What's next?
All right, that wraps up your look at BNB. Shout out to Blackbird 987 for that, guys. I just deposited a decent amount of lemons in the chest. We're going to be opening up the lemon chest in close just about 3 minutes. So, DLive users, get ready. In the meantime, here's the next request. Rhino TD, can we take a look at XLM USDT? He asks.
XLM what?
XLM USD.
Well, this is one of the areas that we were looking at. I guess I kind of like this area, but I think I still want to see us come down and trade into this area. Now there's all this resistance overhead here, right? So this was support, push all the way down here. We could pop back up here, but I would expect this to be pretty strong resistance and us to end up trading back near 20 cents. I guess ultimately, it's probably best to wait for a break of the downtrend, which we could end up getting here. Kind of a very sheer downtrend. At this point, we've just been right up against it for so long. Be kind of surprised if we can break soon. What's next?
All right, there is your XLM. Thank you, Rhino TD. Gonna read a couple comments here. GBU Professor Wally says, I'm only down about 90% on ICP, so any gain is something. Anything, yes. When you're down 90%, you'll take any uptick you can get. I mean, you held it this long, didn't you?
Might as well forget about it.
All right, let's have a look. Another comment I'm going to read here. Peckham08 in the live chat writes, you don't disrespect Nana. No, you certainly don't. Well said. Nana holds the keys. Yeah, that's right. All right, cold storage talk over. Let's have a look. We're going to get into the next request. We have... what is this? The J Glover on YouTube writes, could you take a look at KRBN? What is KRBN? KRBN coin? Is this a token? Crane shares on NASDAQ. All right. KRBN on the NASDAQ.
This is a global project. Yes.
You broke up. Say that again.
The carbon ETF.
Gotcha. Carbon ETF.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Strong uptrend.
Going to be opening the chest in 15 seconds, guys. Get ready.
I'd say at this time I wouldn't do anything with it while we're at resistance, which we kind of are right now. This entire area is our resistance. We've gap filled this area right here. We just did that the last couple days. It kind of looks like this is an area that if we were to pull back, we would pull back from here. So I would rather wait until we closed a new high before taking this. What's next?
All right, well, there is your KRBN. Shout out to Jay Glover. Yo, distribution is in the bag. Hopefully everybody was quick to the draw and got their hands on their lemons today. Here's today's big lemon winners. We have ANCAP Futures in first place with 125 lemons. Blackbird with 72. Tricon 32 with 52 lemons. David Rice with 42. Rhino TD, I thought for sure you'd take the lead, but no, Rhino TD comes in with 35 lemons. Congrats to our top 5 lemon giveaway winners. Even if you didn't make the top 5, you probably still got a decent allocation of lemons. Congrats, and enjoy your lemons, guys. In the meantime, the show's going to slowly wind down here. Still got a few requests left on the board. I'm confident we're going to knock them out in the next few minutes. Boris Bitcoin, he's got a request. SMH, it's a semiconductor ETF. All right, let's look at SMH. Shake my head.
All right, shake my head, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
We're just
Need a little bit
not
better.
quite there yet.
Yeah, she's definitely close. It's not quite over resistance yet.
Let's see. There's kind of a downtrend here. It's like boom. Nope, even the downtrend's not broken yet. It's very suggestive, and it certainly looks like we could make new highs right here, but we haven't yet, and we haven't closed above resistance, so just don't do anything with it yet. We'll wait for a little bit more. What's next?
All right, another one in the bag. SMH. Thank you for that request, Boris Bitcoin. A couple requests still left here. Let's look at this one. It's from Maurice Eddy over on YouTube. He writes, "Hey guys, on the Bitcoin Daily, say we closed under 35.6. It sold off tomorrow for whatever reason and closed below 31.6. Would that be a valid falling 3 methods? Not sure if the wick invalidates it. Thanks." All right, does that
Falling 3?
Falling 3? What do you think? Would that?
I don't trade price action stuff, so you're asking the wrong guy. Jason, do you want to cover that?
Well, I don't either, to be honest with you. Is it something similar to a buy, cry, die scenario? Like,
I was under the impression that falling 3 was similar to a 3-bar play.
oh, is it?
Yeah, sorry, man. We don't know what you're talking about. It's not our wheelhouse.
Definitely not
Yeah,
our wheel.
That's
Indeed, but from the description, if we indeed got that, it could very well be a three bar, a bit of a 3-bar plate to the downside. It kind of what it sounds like to me. Peckham08 in the YouTube chat requests Wax USDT. Is this the ultimate low entry point descending triangle top line formation? Yes, it's the ultimate form of the Wax sell-off. Yes, it's the ultimate entry point for anyone looking to scoop up absolute bottom barrel Wax.
There's something.
There's plenty of places below us where we might want to fall. Like maybe this consolidation area right here. Yeah, I wouldn't call this the ultimate low entry yet. I feel like we could still come one more leg down towards maybe 7.5 cents, 7 cents. Yeah, there we go. See, we're not quite down here on the point of control yet. We're certainly sellers are getting exhausted though. You can see they're running out of stuff to sell. So when we do get this, I expect Wax
At the very least, keep your eye on the downtrend, and then when that breaks, you know for sure that we're good to go here. I would expect a strong reaction out of Wax. Okay.
All right, well, that's Wax. I believe that's the penultimate request on the line. What's the final one still here? All right, it's a 3-pack from Chico Blanco Verano on YouTube. About 10 minutes left in the show, so we should easily knock out these remaining 3. Link. He wants to look at Link. Let's start with Link.
Link's not look much different from most of the other stuff that we've looked at here. Yeah, okay. Let's keep your eyes on the downtrend, man. We break the downtrend, then I think it's probably worth taking it back up towards $5 or so. But or maybe at least 25, and then if 25 breaks, then 35. But don't forget, like, this is resistance overhead now. We're underneath resistance support, so.
All right, if that rounds out your thoughts on Link. His next request is Monero on the weekly.
For your expectations.
Monero, world is like forever. That was a good one.
Looks like everything else. I guess that I like that we're in this buy area, but we've broken the uptrend here, so we never went back up in this area. I'm not really sure what to do with this here. I'll say that now that we've broken the uptrend, it would be much less eager to take this long. Very strong resistance at 285 now above us. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here except to say that let's just stay out of it while we're below resistance and we're below the daily baseline and we've broken the uptrend and stuff. Let's just kind of let things sort that self out. I would say what's next, but I'm done with
all right.
My neck really hurts, and
all right. Alex is officially tapped out, and I think it's for the best. Anywhere it says it's hard to read the letters on his chart. Yeah, Alex, I think, is not on his normal connection. His connection's a little weak today, and as a result, his video stream is kind of pixelated, guys. I apologize for that, but you can roughly make out the overall details, as best you can. We're working with what we got, guys. That's it. Alex is tapped out. Splashy 85. I do see your request for XRP and VET coming kind of late across the line. I wish we could get to it, but alas. We did a fair number of requests today. In fact, I was even expecting Alex in the captain's seat today, so it was a pleasant surprise to get Alex in here. Hardworking man, as you can see, does a 24-hour road trip just to jump right onto the stream and do TA. Hats off to Alex, everyone. All right. That's about it for today's installment, guys. We're about 6 minutes to go to the top of the hour, so we're pretty much going to move to wrap it right here. Can't thank you enough for joining us for another Thursday edition of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Can't believe it's Friday. It's almost Friday already. Tomorrow's going to be the final episode of the week. Alex, what's your status for tomorrow? Can we expect you on tomorrow's show, or...
I think I can do tomorrow's show, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, guys, that's it. I do thank everybody in the live chat once again. Dave Rice writes, great edutainment, guys. Respect and love to the CC family. Well, thank you so much, Dave. I hope you're just as much of the family now as many of us. Peckham 08 Legends, shout outs to Peckham. Thank you for that. GOD, please. Thanks, says Christian Zeladon. Okay. Oh, GLD. Gotcha. Somebody got auto-corrected. Christian Zeladon, I think we might have touched on gold earlier. You might have to check the timestamps.
I did not.
We did
I'm
not.
sorry.
Did not look at gold. All right. Well, Jason looked at gold. Not much to say on gold right now. Seems like it's kind of trading sideways last time I checked on it. Do come back tomorrow though. We'll certainly field your gold request from there. Any word says cheers. Taz Blitz says thanks, chaps. It's our pleasure. The Splashy 85. Thank you guys for today's show. Alex 1233, thank you for your time, gentlemen. Well, we thank you for your ongoing support, guys. Really couldn't do it without you. All right. This is about it. Let's check in on that poll, actually, finally, before I forget. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's quickly check in on today's poll. Let's see if I can't get it up on screen here real quick. Let's do it. All right. Here's a look at today's poll. The poll, once again, guys, was the following. Let's read it out here. Do you think Bitcoin's setting up to post a major move to the upside in the next 24 hours? This would be like a 20% move or higher. 25 responses so far. The options are yes, we could see a massive melt up in Bitcoin any moment now. I feel inclined to this first option. I'm clicking it. Second option is no, the fake out is over. We're about to come crashing back down is the second option. 58% of respondents are inclined to think that we're about to come crashing down. Kind of split today, but indeed seems like majority feel that we're going down. All right, well, at the moment, Bitcoin's hanging in there. It's $34,862 Bitcoin. We'll see how this plays out. We will pick up where we left off tomorrow on the Friday edition of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. In the meantime, guys, you have yourselves a great rest of your Thursday. Yeah, not much more to add. You know about premium.cracking.crypto. You know about discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Do check us out there. We will talk more again tomorrow. Final words to our analysts. Stay out of trouble. Guys. Don't get wrecked.
Yep. Trade safely. I personally believe that we're going to get some pressure to the upside here. I'm pretty excited about it, if you didn't notice. But we will see. We're in a long position, and we're getting close to TP1. So here's to hitting a TP over the course of a day.
Indeed. All right. I think Alex might have checked out already. If he didn't, here's a very peace out. Much.
Yep. Thank you guys. I'm out.
He's out. He's out. Time to go, guys. Much love to you. Tomorrow it is.